I've been performing for a good chunk of my life, theater, television, commercials, and for almost as long as I can remember, I have also been a patient. I've had 18 major surgeries, a lifetime of clinical settings, and a mother who was a palliative care nurse who taught me almost from the day I was born that you have to have a voice in that room and that you're allowed to use it. I have a head start, I know that. Not everyone does. So let me share with you what I've learned from both sides of that equation. Here's what acting and medical advocacy have in common, and they do have commonalities. In both, you're in a room with another person, under pressure, trying to get something across. The stakes are different, obviously, but the skills transfer. And here's what I want you to understand before I go any further. You are already a communicator. You do this every day with your family, at work, under stress, in conflict. You already know how to have difficult conversations. This is just a new stage. And I'm going to give you 3 tools to help you perform on it. Okay, tool 1, first one. Know your objective. In acting, every scene has an objective. Not what you're saying, but what you want. A character who walks into a scene without knowing what they want is lost. So is a patient. Before every appointment, name what you actually want from that conversation to yourself, not vaguely, specifically. Not, I want to feel better, but I want my doctor to change my pain medication, or I want a referral to a specialist, or I want someone to explain what this result actually means in plain language. That's a good one. An objective is an actionable want. It gives the whole conversation direction. And write it down. Patients forget what they want to say the moment that they sit across from a doctor. I've done it myself. A note on your phone, right? Your objective, 2 or 3 questions changes everything. Actors use scripts, so come prepared with yours. Tool 2. Yes and. The foundational rule of improv. You accept what your scene partner gives you, and then you build on it. You don't block, you don't shut down, you don't go silent. In a medical setting, this means, yes, I hear what you're telling me and I have something that I want to add. Yes, I understand the diagnosis and I need you to explain that differently. Yes, I trust your expertise. Of course I do. And I need you to hear my experience. It keeps the conversation moving. It keeps you in the room as a participant, not just a passenger or an audience member, not a spectator. Tool 3, play the relationship, not the fear. In acting, the most common mistake that a novice makes is playing the emotion instead of the relationship. They'll play scared instead of playing, I need this person to help me. The fear takes over. The objective just disappears. In a clinical setting, fear does the exact same thing. It makes us go quiet. It makes us agree to things that we don't understand. It makes us leave with questions that we haven't asked. The reframe is this: your doctor is your scene partner, not your judge. The appointment is a collaboration, not an audition. I want you to invest in that relationship. Learn their name, remember details, bring continuity to each visit. Let them know you as a person and not just as a file. And please bring someone with you if you can. in acting terms, an ensemble is stronger than a solo performance, usually, unless you're Meryl Streep. A second person in that room hears things that you might miss, remembers things that you forget, and they ask questions when you're just too overwhelmed to ask. A caregiver beside you isn't a crutch. They're your scene partner on your side of the table. And when you play the relationship instead of the fear, well, the fear has less room to operate. Now, I want to name something honestly. There will be days where none of this feels the least bit possible. Days when you're too tired, too scared, too worn down by the weight of it all to advocate for anything. I know those days. I've had them. 18 surgeries later, and there have absolutely been moments where I chose to bury my head in the sand, where I just wanted someone else to handle it. That is not failure. That's just being human. And on those days, lean on the person who's beside you. Write down just one thing, just one. And know that showing up at all is its own form of advocacy. You have a voice in that room. You do. You're allowed to use it. Not because it's easy, not because you always feel strong enough, but because no one knows your experience the way that you do. That is not a small thing. That is everything. And you already have the tools. You just need someone to remind you.